Hello, my name is Blanca Petrushny-Sechenyi. I am a GTD, Getting Things Done Fundamentals trainer. And today I am here to talk to you about how to use your time more efficiently and how to make the most of technology. The bottom line of GTD is that you are externalizing your brain, that you have reminders set up in a safe, trusted place that are going to remind you in the right place and the right time. And you don't need to waste unnecessary thought, any brain power on them before getting them done. Now, imagine GTD as having a license to drive a car. So you learn the basics, and all the tools are there to help you make it easier. Now, back in the time when I was getting my license, the cars didn't have any automation. I was driving on a stick, and I didn't think there was even an alert when the seatbelt wasn't on. So it was quite old school. Today's cars, of course, they have more than enough technology in them to have the right reminders, alarms, notifications, and everything that you have to have for a safe and comfortable drive. Imagine a reminder, something, for example, paying a bill that you put on a Post-it and leave it on your desk so you don't forget it. Well, one thing is that you're going to look at that Post-it more than the necessary times. And still, there is a slight chance that it will not remind you at the right time or place. Now, the same thing while driving a car is that you are reversing sort of blind, that there is no radar, no camera to assist you. But when you have that reminder set up better, then it's like having a radar so that you know how far you can go without having any trouble. But the perfect reminder that is set up for the exact time and place and opportunity to get the thing done is like having a reverse camera that you know exactly how far you can go and how much space is left for you. Now, even better, that if you automate that bill payment, then it's like a self-parking car. You don't need to worry about any of that. But you still have to remember the basics. So let's say you change a bank account or you move houses, you have to remember that there is that bill to pay and how to reset it for your new environment. The other type of checklist reminder is that, for example, when you're taking medicine and you have to make sure that you're taking a pill every day. Now, you might do it on autopilot every day, but there is good to have some sort of reminder to see that, have you done it today? And tick it off. It's a little bit like the seatbelt alarm. So my routine is I get in the car, shut the door, and click the seatbelt. But on the rare occasion when I don't, then I like to have that alarm to remind me that I actually have to do that. Now, there are these automations that help you and make it more comfortable and make it safer. So, for example, if the back door didn't shut properly, you want to know about it and you want to shut it before you get into full speed. Or that you have a child lock to assist you with managing your children so they don't get out of the car while you're driving. Many of the tools in GTD help you to achieve that, to feel safe, to feel comfortable. But there are certain things that might be a little bit too much for you, especially at the first round. So, for example, an automatic compared to a stick car. So I like to be in charge of changing gears, and sometimes I actually have trouble with an automatic when I want to speed out. But most of the time, it is actually set for good. So the same thing with GTD, you might find something a little bit too much taken care of, but trust me, when you look at the full picture, it will make most sense. And there are many things in the car, for example, having one level of comfort, for example, having a tempomat on the highway. That's really good. But if you take it one step further, for example, adaptive cruise control, that makes it even better. So the system that you build with GTD has the different settings that you can take care of. And most of the settings are absolutely personalizable. So you don't need to worry about stuck in a car, which won't shut up because it thinks a little bit differently than you do. And there are things when they seem to be too much of technology or too much of process in GTD. So that you might find distracting, or you might find that others who don't do GTD, it's a clash of interest. So for example, a drive that would recognize that the vehicle in front of you is leaving the lane. And while it is turned sideways and leaving to the street next to the main road, you don't need to hit full brake because you know that car will move, but the automation is not there yet. So it will scream and shout and flash in red and make you brake even harder. And, if the car behind you is actually not having all this automation, so someone else who's not using GTD this much, they might find it a little bit more annoying or maybe even more dangerous. But let's hope that everybody keeps a safe distance. When it comes to GTD and having the full set of resources and all the tools that you set up and make it your own, then it is really a pleasure to drive. And what you might not notice in the beginning, but it will be clear at the end, is the amount of creativity that it allows you to have in your life. So just like all this automation in the cars, you might notice it at first, but you might realize that it saves you a lot on fuel consumption. So that's the fuel of GTD, that you have the time and place to be creative, which is not so visible the first time you get started, but it is definitely there in the long run. And imagine the future when everybody will be driving self-driving cars, so they have the same automation and the same technology used, and everybody will just, relax, sit back, and even close your eyes during a drive. Well, that's what a world with everyone using GTD would be. Wouldn't it be perfect?